Koe, Mr. Speaker, tēnā koutou e te whare, rau rangatira mā tēnei te mihi ki a koutou I ronga, I te kaupapa o te rā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Mr. Speaker, it's my privilege to take the call for the Green Party to speak on the second reading of this, the Ngati Koroki Kahukura Claims Settlement Bill. And I maintain that it is a privilege to be in this House at a time in history when the Crown seeks to right the wrongs and heal the hurt is an opportunity that very few New Zealanders actually get, and there's only 121 MPs allowed in this House. But this is where we see the founding document of our country, Te Tiriti o Waitangi, which enables non-Māori to live in this land peaceably. This is where we see Te Tiriti finally honoured after the many breaches that have left the people of Ngati Koroki Kahukura dispossessed, poor and scattered. I wasn't able to come to hear the submissions on this bill that were made to the Select Committee in Karapiro, which is a shame because there is a much clearer understanding achieved when the Select Committee hear the experiences and note the concerns of submitters when it is kanohi ki te kanohi, face to face. So I offer my apologies to the people of Ngati Koroki Kahukura for that. I did, however, have a close look at all the supporting evidence, all the written submissions, so that I could get a clearer picture of the issues and to add to my understanding of the report that the committee has presented to the House. Now, those submissions, and there were 12 of them, include support from neighbouring iwi, from hapu within the Ngati Koroki Kahukura iwi, from community organisations with interests in conservation in the land that will be recognised as within the Ngati Koroki Kahukura domain. There's a submission from the local council also in support of all that the settlement outlines. I note, though, that no settlement is without controversy, and I must state that the Green Party does hold concerns that these settlements can set Māori against Māori, and in so doing create possibly more breaches of Te Tiriti. There's frequently concerns around competing claims with other iwi who also have links to the wāhi tapu and whenua in the area as outlined in the area of interest in the settlement bill. There's frequently overlapping claims, and this settlement is no exception. So I just want to acknowledge what the previous speaker, Nika Whaitiri, said in acknowledging the Arapuni land and how that has been dealt with, an area of conflict and competing interests. But I also want to acknowledge Ngati Koroki Kahukura, who've worked with their neighbouring iwi to try and resolve some of those differences. And I note that Ngati Koroki Kahukura maintains its mana whenua status as having dominant interest in their sacred maunga, maunga tautare, while the ownership of the reserve rests with a co-management structure, Te Hapori or maunga tautare, which comprises other iwi and members of the wider community. Now, this is an incredibly sophisticated and quite a difficult setup. Co-management, which I note Ngati Koroki Kahukura have also engaged with in the treatment of their awa and their domain within the Waikato River, is not an easy road, but it is a road that gives the status of mana whenua to the tangata whenua of Ngati Koroki Kahukura, and that is crucial to maintaining the status of the iwi. Mr. Speaker, co-management is a way forward, and I understand that, and I wish Ngati Koroki Kahukura all my best wishes and the work that they'll be doing to restore the wairua of the river. And we support the legislation. We We support this legislation because we're aware that Ngati Koroki Kahukura are looking forward to the settlement of this bill, as it will pave a way forward and place the iwi on a better economic footing. It will never ever compensate from what they've lost and the harms that were done to them by the Crown. And I have to make a political point, because the Greens always do, that we never ever feel that these bills are full and final settlements, because the negotiation process is not an even-handed process, and we've seen that. There's really no option but for iwi to take what's offered, even though they negotiate hard, and I pay my respects to the negotiation teams who've worked on this bill. But it is a deal. It's the best deal that iwi could get at this particular time, but there may also be further impacts on generations of Ngati Koroki Kahukura to come, and that's why we don't believe that it's final. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, we celebrate with Ngati Koroki Kahukura the passing of this settlement bill through its second reading today. We will, of course, be supporting it. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Louise Upston.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker.
Great.
I'm pleased to be able to stand and take